Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. Let's see what the game gives me today. We've got the Farmer. Well, this is one of my favorite characters, so I was definitely looking forward to this one. But let's see what weapon we get. There's some really bad weapons for the Farmer, so I'm hoping that we get something good. We've got the Shotgun. Shotgun, not a great weapon for this character. It doesn't help us with defensive stats, which is what we mostly need. It doesn't help us generate more consumables like loot or something that gives luck, or obviously pruner. But it's a decent weapon for damage output, so it should be okay. And this is a pretty strong character, so hopefully we can make it anyways. So we want to avoid taking damage as much as possible. That's our primary consideration for the first wave, because if we get a tree spawn or a lucky consumable drop, we really want to be at full health so we can pick up the bonus harvesting. Unfortunately, we missed, and that actually hurts quite a bit because of the just not getting additional harvesting. You really need to stack that as quickly as you can on this character. Let me re-roll here, and I'll see if I can find some more harvesting, which we did, in fact, find. The other reason that hurts so badly, by the way, is that you notice we got 2 harvesting there from 20 to 22. If we had found 1 harvesting during the wave, then we'd have gotten 3 harvesting, because we would be getting an additional harvesting at base. And the way the rounding works with Farmer, we'd have gotten 3 harvesting instead of +2 off of the first wave. Propeller Hat and Baby Elephant are both interesting for this character. I'm going to lock the hat, but not the elephant. I think our shotguns will be plenty of damage, so I don't really need to worry about that. But we definitely need luck in order to generate more consumables. So we're going to pick up the Propeller Hat. Injection, I'm not going to lock. I'm going to roll here. Sharp Bullet for shotgun, you don't want. Shotgun has 2 inherent piercing already, so you really don't need a 3rd piercing, and reducing the damage of your piercing shots is really bad, so you should almost always avoid Sharp Bullet on shotgun. I'm going to roll here and lock another shotgun. Scared Sausage, we're going to avoid. Again, all our damage should be fine to just come from our weapons, so we don't need to go nuts on other sources of damage. We got a consumable drop there, so we should immediately pick it up. If you pick it up during the wave, then you get that harvesting at the end of the wave. Now, you won't lose out on... then that harvesting will trigger at the end of the wave. You won't lose out on the harvesting because you'll still get the consumable at... it'll get pulled to your character after the wave ends. But if you pick it up right away, then you have that harvesting when the wave ends, so you get the money from it. Take the lemonade, that's great. Staying at full health is really important to make sure that you're proccing your harvesting as much as possible. Then we're going to roll here and buy 5 more harvesting. I'm going to take a shotgun. Gentle Alien is a little worse for Farmer, actually a lot worse for Farmer than for other characters, because you get half materials, but enemies still drop consumables, so you still do want this item, and the 5 damage and 2 HP are also just good stats, so we're still going to take it, but it's worth noting that it's not as strong for us as for other characters. That clam not dropping a fruit was sad. These guys have a very high chance of dropping consumables, so when they don't, feels bad. And because they drop... they normally drop extra money, but for the farmer who gets half material drops, they don't. That's just a feels bad enemy on this map. You can see here, we're still keeping up with our income. In fact, we're a little ahead of where most characters would be at this point. But our harvesting, if it doesn't really start snowballing, is going to start falling behind, because the 50% income penalty is a lot worse. Farmer is relatively stronger on this map compared to the other characters, because your money comes from harvesting instead of from enemies. All the enemies that have, or all the potatoes that have fewer material drops from enemies are relatively less hurt by that penalty on Abyssal Terrors than on Crash Zone, because there's fewer enemies, so a greater portion of your money comes from other sources anyways. It's still a harder run, because it's a harder map, but it's more difficult for Farmer than it is for other characters. I'm going to pick up the harvesting here, and reroll, and more harvesting. That's all I care about early, is just getting a ton of harvesting. Then we're going to buy both of those, roll here, and buy another shotgun. Shotgun levels extremely well, so you really want to level up this weapon. So finding this level 2 weapon is great. Typically with shotgun, what you want to do is get all of your shotguns to level 1, and then try to get one to level 4 as fast as possible, because that increases your damage output the most possible. Getting a crate there is really nice. Oh, I thought I would kill that before it touched me, but I took some extra damage, so that's going to cost me at least 2 harvesting if we drop enough crates, because I have no other sources of healing, and we only heal for 4 from consumables. Gonna kill this curse alien. Oh, I didn't get either. I had a choice between the curse alien and the tree, tried to kill the curse alien, didn't end up getting either of them, so very bad play there. Celery tea, this early, I think, is worth taking. This is going to really hurt next wave, but the XP gain is worth a lot. And then I'll take some attack speed because my weapon clear speed is starting to really suffer, so we need to build more damage. Combine, buy a shotgun. Do I want Gentle Alien or Recycling Machine? I'm going to take the Recycling Machine. Because we have Celery Tea, more enemies is actually a little dangerous next wave, so I'm going to wait on the Gentle Alien for one more wave. Because we've had to really overinvest into harvesting, because we're not generating it from our passive as easily with the shotgun as you normally would on Farmer, we are behind on damage, so that's just something to be aware of. I can't get that consumable without taking damage, so I'm just backing off, and it's also really hard for me to kill the curse aliens on a Celery Tea wave, so we're costing ourselves a little bit of curse here. But I'm just going to try not to take damage and just focus on surviving, and then the Celery Tea can start giving us value later in the run. And hopefully, if I take no damage this wave, yeah, we still get a decent amount of bonus harvesting, although it cost me about 100 materials, or probably about 50 materials to have that Celery Tea. So you can see why I often avoid this item. Losing the amount that we spent on it, and then also 50 extra materials from not killing stuff is really painful. But we got it quite early, so it will be worth a lot. I'm going to take the lifesteal here. That is how we want to heal with this character. And then I really want flat damage, but I'll just take the attack speed because it's a level 2 upgrade. Mirror is pretty interesting, but I'm going to pass on it. For 95, there's not that many items that we would duplicate here. And we'll take another shotgun, but I'm going to level one of these up to level 3. Wisdom is worth taking. That's quite a bit of damage for this character. And improved tools, I think we'll pass on. 110 for 10% attack speed doesn't seem that good. Let's lock a shotgun as well. Turret, I think we don't care about. Again, I'm going to focus on all my clear speed coming from these guns. I'd say we're in okay shape. The last wave, obviously, we didn't get much value because of the Celery Tea, but now we should be getting more levels much faster. We've got decent harvesting, though not incredible. The thing that we need most is just ranged damage. Right now, my shotguns are taking a lot of effort to kill these enemies, and we need to be ahead of the damage curve because this character needs to not take hits in order to grow with its passive. I should actually not have picked up that consumable there. I forgot that I had found some lifesteal, so there's a chance that we could have healed to full health. And if we had healed to full, then we'd have got more harvesting. I'll take more harvesting here, and yep, more harvesting here, and then we'll take a shotgun. But you can see we are starting to fall pretty behind in terms of income. Let's lock the fishhook and the butterfly, and then go to the next wave. Farmer is actually a pretty challenging character with when you're not pruner. If you're using pruners, it's very easy, but without pruner, this character's economy is much harder to manage, so that's why it might seem a little weird that we're a little behind on what's typically a quite strong character, but that's the challenge of a random run. So I'm trying to heal back to full before I get near those consumables, and now that I am, I can go pick them up and try to get some of this money off the ground. Oops. Took a hit there, which I didn't mean to. Let's go break this tree. 200 on wave 7, still pretty bad. Yeah, I'll take 10 more harvesting, I guess. We have no bonus move speed, so I can't really take the power generator, but wisdom will help actually kill stuff. Let me re-roll. I could speculate on power generator, but I think we're better off rolling. I really have to find some ranged damage, so the next time I level up, I'm just going to roll for flat ranged damage. Our shotguns are hitting like wet noodles. That's damage is just flat damage is just the stat you need by far the most when you're using this weapon, and I've passed on a couple points either for harvesting because we needed to get that rolling early, or for the one high level attack speed upgrade that we found. Maybe I was supposed to take 1 damage over 10 attack speed, but I don't think so. It's not that... So early, it's important to step on the fruit during the wave. Later on, it becomes not that important because the 1 relative harvesting doesn't matter that much. But you can still get some value out of that. But more important is just not taking damage. Take the leather vest here, and... Okay, great. We found 3 ranged damage. That's exactly what we need. And our fishhook cursed a shotgun. That's incredible for us. So we are going to now have a cursed shotgun, which is awesome. Take some lifesteal. That'll help us stay at full health. Piggy bank is a way that we could generate economy for this character. Normally, this is better on characters that are strong early, and we're not at the moment. We're pretty weak. But this is a very early piggy bank, so I could maybe... I guess it's not that early. It's wave 9. I think we still have to pass on the piggy bank here. It will take so many waves to pay off, and I'm quite worried about just dying on these horde waves, so I really want to be stronger before we fight the horde waves. I'm going to pass on all of these items and roll. We'll take a fertilizer, though, and another butterfly, and that's pretty good. Now our healing is in much better shape, and the cursed shotgun helps a lot as well. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy that we rolled past the piggy bank there. I want to kill the eggs and the spawners. We are a fairly low damage setup at the moment, so I really don't want there to be too much HP on the field. So I just want to clear those guys. Getting that tree. Killing that spawner. Healing back to full before I step near the consumables, if possible. Again, not something that you should really distort your wave around. 1 harvesting here and there isn't going to make or break the character at this point, but it is more optimal to do it that way. So here you can see we're pretty behind on income. Wave 9 on the Abyss, you want to be making about 400. We're only making 300. Because, as I said, the harvesting is not going to keep up compared to the reduced income from enemies. We already have 6 dodge, so while I do hate losing armor, I think I will take the gambling token here. We can potentially get quite a bit of dodge for this character. And we're currently at 0 move speed, but also I still just need any damage I can get. Our percent damage is very low as well, but we have wisdom, so that's offsetting that a little. I think I'm going to take the move speed, and then I'll take the max HP. That was some pretty interesting chops, actually. I feel like you could make a good argument for, like, 5 or 6 of those 8 possible choices. Take the gecko here. I am leaving some materials on the ground, so we want to avoid that. And although I do want to build dodge, our max HP is very low, so we'll sort of begrudgingly take this acid, take the hedgehog and the shotgun, and I'm going to combine and get my level 3 cursed shotgun by another level 1. For 15, I'm not going to reroll. So I am feeling quite a bit better about where we're at after that set of shops. We gained like 20 HP almost, so now we're no longer dying in one hit, which is nice. And we got to level up our cursed shotgun. If we find one more gun, then we can get a cursed level 4, which will help a ton. Level 4 shotgun is a really big upgrade. Normally, for almost every weapon, I recommend leveling your weapons evenly. But for shotgun, the difference between the level 2 and level 3 is huge, and the difference between the level 3 and level 4 is huge. So you typically want to level it so that you have one weapon really high level. That's even more true when you have a cursed version, because that weapon is worth even more. We got a cursed lamprey out of that blobfish, so that probably means I don't get to go kill the curse alien. Trying not to take damage here, and at least make some materials. Incendiary turret could help with wave clear at this point, and we are going into a horde wave. It is worth 50 materials if I recycle it, because we have recycling machine. But I think when we're going into a horde wave, I'll take it. For 90, do I want 10 attack speed? I probably do. It does hurt not to get recycling machine value here, but both of those I think are good. And then 0 armor is just unacceptable, so we have to take that. And more attack speed or more dodge? I think we want attack speed going into a horde wave. That's what matters the most. Do I take a little frog here? More harvesting, very important, but it doesn't make me stronger, and we're going into a boss wave. But I think, again, we have to build as much economy as we can. The wheat is excellent. This is exactly the type of item that we want, so we're very happy to see that. And I'll do one more reroll here. A garden, this can help with our economy, treasure map as well, and acid will take also. Looks like we may not end up building dodge, because I've bought a lot of items that decrease our dodge, but I think that the gambling token was still worth speculating on. Incendiary turret, even for non-engineering builds, can be very valuable. You can see it's killing a bunch of enemies for us over there. So it's often worth taking even if your character doesn't use engineering. Just because the damage on that is so high, it's AoE damage, so it can sort of help spread damage across the wave. A lot of cursed enemies here, and that's causing us some problems. I'm trying to reposition around the map so that I'm not just constantly having to fight in a corner. But we are going to leave a lot of materials on the ground this wave. I think we can make our way back up here. Yeah, that's because we bought just a little bit of move speed. It gave me the option to reposition around the side there, which helped keep the character alive rather than just getting pressured out and caught. 2 seconds, we should make it. I took one more hit at the end there, but not bad income for this wave because we built a lot of harvesting. Even this late, the Vigilante Ring is worth a lot here, and then I've got to take damage. Armor is good as well, but our damage is so low, I just have to take more. We will buy all these items. Tardigrade we're going to pass on. We're going to rely on healing rather than blocking the first incoming damage, and definitely a shotgun. I've been fully forgetting the fishhook, by the way. I've been locking items, but I should probably be locking items more aggressively. I'll lock the Clockwork Wasp. I'm still going to pass on, but I'm going to roll here. Blood Leech. Yeah, even though that costs us more harvesting, I'm still going to lock it because we have fishhook. I've been misplaying the last couple waves. There's almost certainly some times where I should have locked an item for our fishhook and didn't. Just completely forgot we had that item. I'd have to go back and review the footage to say, exactly when we made the mistakes, but I'm certain that there are mistakes in there. I say we as though you guys are responsible for me forgetting about the item. So you can see our, because we have 2 level 3 shotguns, one of them's cursed, we finally found some ranged damage. Our clear speed is wildly better now, so we're in much better shape at this point. And While we didn't make great money the last 2 waves because of the 50% enemy income reduction, these next waves are going to be really good for a farmer, because normally waves like 12 through 16, 17 on the Abyss, you make garbage money. There's just so few enemies and they have such high health that you don't make a lot of materials unless you've built up a lot of harvesting. That's not a problem for us. We have 260 harvesting, so we're going to be making more money than the average character would in these next few waves. Take the weird food here, definitely want that. 5 regen is not ridiculous to buy, but I think we want more damage or armor. Crit chance, a level 3 crit chance wouldn't be bad, but I think we just want to focus on flat damage at this point, just maximizing our damage output. Shotguns do benefit from crit chance pretty well, but you just need to make sure that their base damage is really high before you start upgrading anything else. Let's combine and get a level 4 cursed shotgun. This should help clear the wave very quickly. We'll take another level 2. Clockwork Wasp, not cursed. I will still buy. I do want to boost my move speed. We'll buy the Blood Leech, and then let's roll here. The Boiling Water, I'm going to buy just because it's cursed, so we're basically spending 80 materials on 2 curse. Muscly Dude, I don't think we need more HP, actually, so I'm actually going to roll past all of these items, and then we're pretty happy to get another shotgun. Now that we have 1 level 4 shotgun, the rest I'm going to level more evenly, just to sort of spread out our damage across more enemies, especially because we have a horde wave coming up. But getting 1 of them to level 4 is a really big boost. These cursed lampreys taking a lot of hits, and all of these buffed enemies are pretty dangerous to us, but we cleared them. When the mantis shrimp get buffed, they are pretty dangerous because they have damage reduction and then bonus hit points and damage and move speed. So you really want to kill the buffing aliens faster than I did here to prevent that from happening. Hey, I think that's our first loot alien this entire run. Kill the buffing alien, kill that spawner, and worse income this wave, but that's okay. We'll recycle the mastery because that's pretty nice. Here, I'm going to take the crit chance over the damage, or over the HP. I think we just need more damage still, and then going to upgrade our shotguns all to level 2. Power generator is worth taking. I think we can get a decent amount of move speed, of damage off of our move speed, and our percent damage was terrible, even accounting for the wisdom. So any percent damage, even if it's only 6% like this, is pretty valuable. Scarf, I am going to pass on, even though this is worth 4% damage and 4 regen. That's for 200. I don't think that's worth it. Let's roll here. 8 ranged damage and capping our HP at 51. I'm very happy to do that. 51 is low, very low, but it's enough HP that we won't die in 2 hits if we get more armor. And 8 range damage is so huge for this character, so we really want to pick that up. We'll take more lifesteal here as well. Drink some coffee. I think there have been some jokes in the comments about how, you know, the only things that you hear that I subsist on are beer, ribs, and whiskey, but you all forgot coffee, so. Gotta account for my full diet. Gonna try to stay at full health here because we have pretty good lifesteal. So shotgun is not as good with lifesteal as you might think, because of how lifesteal works in Brotato. The way that it works is each shot can only lifesteal 1 point, no matter how many pellets it fires, but each pellet has an individual chance of getting lifesteal. So we have a very high chance of lifestealing 1 hit point every time we fire, but we can never get more than 1 hit point from a single shot. gonna take the max health there. Going over our max HP is fine, I think, because there are items that will decrease it. Actually, that was a mistake, because we're going to get max HP from our levels. So, yeah, I definitely shouldn't have done that. I should have just recycled that for the money. Take the damage here, though. Take some lifesteal, and Sunken Bell, I don't think we care that much about, but Cauldron seems pretty good. Just more damage is always nice for this character. This offsets the farmer penalty and also gives us some harvesting, but does increase enemy damage. I think the Starfish is still worth it on this character, though. Metal Detector and Blood Leech I'm going to lock because we have Fishhook, so we're going to try to get those cursed. And Giant Belt, if we can get that cursed, that will make elites and bosses a breeze, which is something that I'm concerned about on this character, so that would be really nice. This is a Horde wave, so I need to be pretty careful. Or is that next wave? No, this is the Horde wave, but not that many enemies are spawning, actually. I guess we're just killing them really fast. Walked directly into that attack by the buffed vampire squid, so... Alright, here we go. This is more like a Horde wave. So I'm going to need to reposition, but I want to wait for that group of enemies to spawn so that I don't walk directly on top of all of them. And then we will work our way around to this side. 5 seconds, 3, 2, and 1, and we will just barely survive. And again, that's sort of to be expected. I'm going to take attack speed over range damage. Now we've boosted our damage a lot, so attack speed is better, and we'll take crit chance. And then nothing got cursed. Are you kidding me? Come on, Fishhook. This is why I forget about you. We'll take the leather vest and metal detector. I'm going to take the blood leech, and we'll leave the giant belt locked and hope that that gets cursed still. And by the crystal here, more attack speed is great. Scar, it's a bit late for. Let's roll again, and then I'm going to lock all of these items and see if we can curse any of them. Gonna drink some water in addition to the coffee, and then go on to wave 16. Wave 16, we should be able to boost our curse a lot, which is pretty nice. But I also need to be careful not to let too many of the mini-bosses spawn, which do spawn on this wave. So we want to kill these stargazers before they get to the towers. I like our incendiary turret working so hard up there to kill that one tree. You got this, buddy. So, with 20 seconds left in the wave, you start seeing a lot of curse aliens spawn on wave 16. So you want to run around the outside of the map and start clearing those guys out. Can we get... I'm going to get the loot alien over the curse aliens, I think. I had a choice between that loot alien kill or 2 curse aliens, and I think that we made the right decision here. Wave 16, yeah, I'm still going to take the fertilizer. We're the farmer, so that's still more money than recycling it, and it's worth XP and stuff as well. Eye patch, the crit chance isn't bad. More piercing, we don't care that much about. Do I spend 100 on 3 crit chance? Probably not. I'm just going to recycle that. Wheelbarrow, this will tick 3 times, so that's not enough. The fertilizer, I think, was, but the wheelbarrow isn't. Attack speed is more important than percent damage, but I'll just take the higher level upgrade here. And then I could build dodge even this late, but I think I'm just going to reroll. Yeah, we'll take 15 more luck. All right, so the giant belt didn't get cursed, but the pearl did, and that's pretty nice. That's a lot of bonus damage. The tree I'll take. Bait I'm going to take as well. I think our damage is high enough that this won't slow down our elite kill. The question that I'm having is, do I want to try to get the giant belt cursed? I don't think it's worth waiting with this locked for several more waves to potentially get it cursed. So we're just going to buy it here and get a faster elite kill just for safety. This late, I'm not going to take another starfish. I'm going to roll again. Roll. We actually have a lot of elemental damage. The scared sausage is looking not terrible for this build, but I think we still just want to pass on it. Feather and Cyclops Worm are both great, so we're going to grab both of those. And then White Flag, I'm still not going to take. So this sometimes looks interesting, especially on a character like this with lower material damage, lower materials dropped. But White Flag you should still usually avoid on this kind of build because we just want enemies on the field to lifesteal off of. More lifesteal, more consumables, more enemies is still good for us, even if we're discounting the money that they drop. White Flag is still often bad for a character because it lowers your ability to avoid taking damage. Let's roll here, and that's it. I guess I'll lock the snail, because a cursed snail I would probably buy. So I do have a bait this wave, but so we're going to back off just a little bit from the elite and try to lifesteal back up. Use our consumables that we're dropping as well. And we should be able to clear it. There we go. That wasn't the cleanest fight, but my damage is high enough that it didn't matter. And because we've bought a lot of luck, we had the garden and stuff. We had a lot of consumables that we could use for bonus healing as well. So we were relatively safe there, even if I took a couple extra hits. If you plan well, you don't always have to have perfect dodging mechanics in this game. That's one of the things I like about it, because I don't always have perfect dodging mechanics. My armor is very low still, but I will take the jetpack, more speed, and that actually lets us get dodge here. So, oh, this is really interesting. Do I want dodge or do I want armor? I think I actually want the dodge. Now that we're at 30% dodge, we can start buying dodge pretty profitably. So I'm going to take the gambling token. I'm going to level my shotguns. I'm going to pass on Snail and Pocket Factory. Bag this late, we probably pass on as well. Our luck isn't that high, and we would need to get like 8 crates before this was a good purchase. So we're going to pass on the bag. You know, first time for everything. But while this run is powerful, I still don't want to lose it. So I'm going to try to keep the play relatively tight going into the last couple waves. We'll take the mutation. More damage is good. And roll here. Oh man, it hurts so bad to pass Cursed Minigun, but we're going to stay to the letter of the law on this build. This is not that strong a build, so and I don't feel like the run is completely won or anything. So while normally, obviously, we would be thrilled to take the Cursed Minigun, here we're going to stay true to the random restriction and see if we can get it done with just shotguns. Let's go ahead and level a shotgun, buy another Gentle Alien. Chameleon, I'm going to pass on, even though we do want more dodge. Actually, I can lock this because we have fish hooks. So if we get the Chameleon cursed, then it'll be fine. Peaceful Bee, losing a range damage, very painful, but we're getting quite close to dodge cap. So each point of dodge becomes so much more valuable as you get more dodge that I think it's worth grabbing the Peaceful Bee there. Getting to dodge cap is one way we can prevent this build from having a really bad time in the end game. We just want to remove failure cases, so getting our dodge high, getting our armor high will prevent us from dying. And see there, I took half my health in a single hit, so I really need to boost my armor, because we do not want 2 missed dodges and sort of bad positioning to kill us. We want to have at least 2 hits before I die, so that I have time to react and back off. And go heal up before I take another hit. So, very, very important to get armor here. That's the stat that we need by far the most at this point. Though, dodge I will also take. Wheelbarrow, we're recycling. Glasses, I'm recycling. 12% dodge, I'm going to grab. So that gets us almost to 60% dodge. And then I'm going to roll here. I am looking for armor. Okay, well, 4 armor is way more than I could have hoped for, but we'd have taken any armor, even a level 1 armor, I'd have been very happy with. Take the chameleon here. That gets me to 59% dodge, so 1 shy of cap, but still pretty good. We'll upgrade our shotguns. I'm going to pass on the gecko this late. It's just not going to be that valuable. And then, do I want another level 4 gun or more level 3s? I'm going to take another level 4. That's just going to help us kill the elite faster. We'll take a hedgehog for more damage and roll. Fertilizer will still pass on this late. Let's roll again. Greek Fire is actually pretty good for us because we have the incendiary turret, so this can help kill the bosses as well. Kind of regretting that Scared Sausage pass now, but the Greek Fire is pretty good here. We'll take a shotgun upgrade. I'm going to roll again, or do I want... I'm going to lock the butterfly as well. If we get that cursed, it's nice. And Shady Potion. I think I will pass on Shady Potion. And of course, Barnacle we're passing on when we're this late in the run. This was a more interesting run than I kind of expected it to be. And a harder run than I expected it to be. Probably due to some mistakes on my end, of course. But Farmer is normally a pretty strong character. So... And Shotgun's a decent weapon. So I was expecting this to not be as close as it was at some points. Generally, if you are finding a run harder than you were expecting, I mean, one of two things can happen. Either you misevaluated how hard the run was going to be, very possible, or you made some mistakes that made it harder than it should have been. So it's definitely one or the other, or both in this case. We didn't get any source of elemental damage, so although Greek Fire works with the burning damage from the incendiary turret, Ice Cube doesn't. I'm going to recycle it. Recycle the Broken Mouth. Here, I will just take the Lifesteal. 1% dodge, just not that important, and buying a little bit more Lifesteal is good. Take the Greek Fire. Attack speed, excellent. We'll take more Lifesteal. On wave 20, you just kind of want to buy anything that could help. Sunglasses... I do want more crit chance. Losing armor hurts, but because we found that +4 armor, I think we still have enough effective HP to survive 2 hits before we die. So I'm going to take the sunglasses because that will also help us kill enemies so much faster, kill the elite so much faster with the giant belt. Roll here. Fairy is a lot of regeneration, so it's actually it's not that much. It's only +8. Do I want to spend 265 on +8 regen? I think we can actually do better here. Let's roll. We will roll past Cyberball. Take the shotgun. More move speed is good, so I'm going to take the Clockwork Wasp here. Then roll again just for fun. Roll one more time. Poisonous Tonic would have been better than like most things that we bought here, but that's okay. And Small Fish would have been nice as well. Let's go to the boss wave and see if we can kill them quickly. Gonna try to pull this guy into the incendiary turret so it gets Greek fired. This one, yeah, it's also on fire, so it's taking percentage damage. Just need to, again, pull it towards the incendiary turret. And then between the Greek fire and the giant belt, we were able to kill the bosses very, very quickly. So that was a really interesting run. Like I said, it was more difficult than I was expecting. I think what I needed to do was get more ranged damage early. Our first range damage is these hedgehogs here, and we found like very few from levels. So I probably needed to roll more aggressively for ranged damage early. I also needed to not forget about my fishhook, which I totally forgot about. The Celery Tea was very good. It gave us a lot of XP gain, and we ended level 28. So even though it cost me a lot of money early, that's another thing that did contribute to the early game feeling hard, was the Celery Tea purchase. But even though it cost me that early money, it did help out a lot, because it gave us a lot of extra levels. We're level 28, which is like 5 levels higher than you'd normally expect. 300 from the recycling machine. Fishhook gave me a couple cursed items, even though I completely forgot its existence. The wisdom was pretty good. Improved tools was fine. I think we could have passed on that. Vigilante ring worth 27. The garden was great. The treasure map was worth 2 items, so not as good as treasure map usually is, but still pretty good. Power generator was excellent. The handcuffs were a phenomenal find. I'm very happy that I capped my HP at 51 and got the extra damage here. Giant belt dealt 32k and Greek fire dealt 9k, so faster kills, not by a ton, but still very much faster on the bosses. The pearl ended up being worth 6% damage, which isn't bad, but isn't amazing either. Overall, I would say this wasn't the cleanest run I've ever done, but we still got there, and that's another win in the books, and the win streak continues. As always, my friends, if you have enjoyed this video, then feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato runs and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, friends. I'll catch you next time.